Alright, and then we get some 40k terrain. Blood Bowl, Jesus. Damn. Blood Bowl, the models are so awful. To me. I guess I shouldn't use a quality thing. I guess I'm not saying the models are bad. I just almost universally hate, I just hate every Blood Bowl model. To me, they look so bad. I'm not saying they're objectively bad. I'm saying I hate them. Oh, how I hate them. But, doesn't matter. I don't play the game, so they're not making the game for me. Not everything has to appeal to me. Hey, ogres, congratulations, we're not getting squatted. They're doing a masterclass on how to paint on how to paint skin with your paint so thick that you can see the brush textures and everything on it. Nice, good work. Heywoah doesn't like silly in Blood Bowl. Entire setting is ridiculous. Yeah, I think in general, yeah. I like the type of silly where it's so over the top that it's silly and funny, but I don't like the we're trying to be overtly funny kind of silly. I don't know if I'm explaining myself well. Hold on. I have a good. I have an example. Let me see if I can do this. All right, briefly walk while I search on the Games Workshop website and hold on. Wait, 40k? Games Workshop. There's a perfect example of this in my head, but I don't know what it's called. It's a corn tank, and it's so fucking stupid. Also, there's maybe a Space Marine. That would be a good example of it. I'm looking. Live looking. There's 224 Space Marines? Jeez. The clock's ticking. Please. Okay. Alright. Pause champ. While I navigate Games Workshop's website. There's so many Space Marines, dude. Please. What's the Corn Army called in Space Marine land in 40k? What's the Corn Army called? World Eaters? Yeah, okay. There it is. Okay. Some of you might have guessed it. I think you did guess it. Ahem. Okay. Surprise. It's the Corn Lord of Skulls. This thing is undeniably stupid. It's so fucking dumb. I admit this. Right? But it's great because of that. Right? It's so over the top. There's a million skulls like inside of his body. Why? You know, it's blood canisters over here. Here's another example. Centurion Devastators. Because like Stormcast or not Stormcast, what is the Stormcast of 40k called? Space Marines. Space Marine suits are already like over the top, like silly huge, and then they get into like exoskeletal armor that just makes them walking siloed tubes of metal meat. This shit is hilarious. It's so over the top that it is comical, and it is meant to be stupid. But like stupid awesome. It's great. So like this is the type of humor that I like in Games Workshop games, where it is taken, the over the topness is taken to the ridiculous, and that's what I like. The Blood Bowl, isn't it funny that this guy has Jordans and everybody has the most exaggerated facial expressions possible and they're playing football? and the announcer says, "I don't know, Jim," you know, that stuff misses me. And some of the more silly, maybe Gloomspite stuff, you know, things like that. Look at the Space Marine Desolation Squad if you want to see peak stupid. All right, I'm in. I'm actually in for the dumb, the pleasantly dumb. Can I just control F? What is it? What did you call it? Devastator Squad? Is that what you called it? Desolation. No, no desolation. None found. Oh, I probably have to click show more over and over. This website fucking sucks, dude. This website is trash. Alright, I'm going to click show more until it finally shows me the whole, like, all this stuff, and then I'm gonna control F. There we go. I could use their search function on their website, but I've used that before. It hardly ever works. Desolation Squad. Okay, so they're carrying, essentially, fire and forget disposable missile launchers. Except in, like, shotgun format instead of over-the-shoulder format. So they get two mini missiles essentially, and then underneath it there's a belt-fed minigun. Of all types of guns to have as the underbarrel of a disposable 2-shot missile launcher, you have a minigun. This shit is so good. This is so stupid. I love it. T-shirt cannons. Yeah, I guess T-shirt cannons, yeah. I mean, yeah, I suppose T-shirt cannons. Does that ruin it for me? No, it's still dope. It's so stupid. I love it. This is so sick. It's correctly, like, absolutely stupid in a great way, which is what 40K has always been built to be. Is incredibly dumb in, like, an awesome way. Check out Maugan Ra. Sure, I will. This shit is great. If they keep doing, like, this guy's sick too. Look at this. This dude is awesome. Looks like the one guy, Charles Dance. This guy's sick. Great work. He's not necessarily ridiculous. I mean, he is, right? Because this whole everything about him, but he's not, like, stupid, I guess. Okay, some 40K stuff, like motorcycles, it's too stupid for me. I guess some of the stuff, I find it dumb and fun, and then the other stuff, you know, you can't hit everything, right? Dumb, but not fun. Wait, who else was I supposed to look up? Okay, I hate these guys. These guys look like they're from Call of Duty. This ruins everything for me. I'm seeing people in the chat who don't like the stupid t-shirt cannon guys that I love. I feel that way about this Call of Duty bullshit. These guys, they look too human. Their armor's too small. They got skull helmets like that guy in the meme that's looking at you in the APC. No, sir, I don't like it. Don't like those. What are those called? There's a bunch of them like that. Because this is like a normal Space Marine, you know. Big, cartoony, over the top, silly. This is fucking cube, an actual refrigerator of metal. And then you get the guys that look like they're from COD, and that shit's dumb. But in a bad way. Please do a stupidest 40K model tier list stream. Somebody should... Yo, Actually, that's a good idea. 40k people will click on anything, and it would be fun to do. Both reasons. Phobos armor. Okay, don't like Phobos armor. Is that new or old, this stuff? Is this a direction they're moving in, or is this a direction they have since moved away from? Hopefully it's the latter, because I hate this. However, it's not like I play the game, so who gives a shit what I like? Never forget that. Semi-new, 2019, both? Okay. Well, as a 40k secondary tourist myself, who doesn't own anything, I hate it. I mean, you can hardly even tell that they started as somewhat of a poignant religious satirization. Anyway, tertiary poser, yeah, a so-so 40k player. Maugan Ra is an elf. Alright, search store, Maugan Ra. Oh, I've seen this guy, yeah. You know, I've seen this guy, and what I like about him is that they scientifically, they found a 14-year-old boy, and they performed surgery on his brain, hooked up electrodes, and digitally downloaded what a 14-year-old kid thought was so sick. And they actually made no changes to it, and this is the model. And so they know their target audience. And I'm here to celebrate this thing's dumbness and awesomeness. Look at this backpack. It's just the skeleton. The hips of the skeleton are like part of the back. Where can I see the rest? Why is this fucking thing floating in the, get off my screen. This website sucks. Anyway. Alright, his backpack is hella dumb. But, oh, are the arms also holding his arms? So he has like arm exoskeletons of bone arms. This is great. Great work. Absolute great work. You need him on a full base of fire. Could you imagine him in a realistic setting? He goes to the DMV wearing all that. Yeah. It was all the rage 20,000 years ago. Gosh, get some culture. Yeah, sorry. Have you seen the Orc Dragsta? Check out Kellermorph, my favorite 40k. Are we just looking up 40k stuff? Is that what the stream has become? I'll do it for 13 more minutes, because it's tempting. Because so far you're showing me hilarious shit. Orc drag stuff. Nope, either I spelled it wrong. It's either my fault or your fault. Or the website's fault. Xenos, Orks, and now we scroll. Dragsta? Scrapjet, Warstrike, Snazwagon. Here it is. I don't like it. Nope. This becomes, it gets too Blood Bowl for me. Don't like it. It has ascended the over-the-top dumb but entertaining and has become so dumb that it actually is dumb and I don't like it. Yeah, don't like it at all. Not even a little bit. Yep. Not for me. You've gone too far. I don't know what it is. Like, this is great. This is wonderful, this thing. Big fan. Look at how stupid this is in a great way. How do I explain myself better? Stupid in a good way, stupid in a dumb way. How can I better communicate my opinions here? -6 minutes for a bad model? Chill. It wasn't a bad model, it's just the model I don't like. There's a big difference. Do not misunderstand me. It's not a bad model. It's just one that I don't like. A lot of artistry went into a lot of this stuff. Like here's a... he's got the World War I kind of looking stuff on. Little flight jacket there. Goggles. No, I don't think I like Orks in 40k. Some of them are peak. This is like peak Ork. Maybe is he the exception? Here's a bunch of vehicles made out of shit from the dump, like just sheet metal and garbage. I think that's stupid. Here's a street shark. Creative. Interesting, I guess. There's like that meme with that one like truck that has 30 guys on it that are all falling out. It's kind of like that, except Orks. It's not dumb, it's just neat. Yeah. I mean, look at how well it's made, though. This is some good monster stuff. The structure required to have this thing look decent. From the skin to what you imagine its skeleton could possibly look like, the stuff going into its skin, teeth and mouth. It's got a fake leg. Man, I don't know what Project Melody sees in this army. Maybe she likes the lore. I think she likes the silliness. I think she likes the silly stuff. I think that's what Ork players like. They like the fact that these fucking idiots are using trash cans and actually like winning against great technology. They like the underdog herp-a-derp like accidentally winning when they really shouldn't. It feels like you're stealing a win from things that should just beat you because this level of tech is horrible, right? Like, maybe that's part of the charm. It's like dumb fun, you know? In a similar way to the other stupid stuff that I liked. This is just something that someone kitbashed. This is like a kitbash project. It's like an official kitbash project. You think the beast snaggers look good? Rare Rob L. Shy from Adeptus Ridiculous has a weird orc army as well. She said she likes how dumb they are. I think that's got to be it. Like that is the charm here. Everyone has a certain level of dumb but cool that they're okay with. And it's just a spectrum. No big deal. Joe Caro. Looks like the smart one from Captain Simeon and the Space Monkeys. I don't like apes though, so don't like it. Not a monkey fan. Good reference though. Don't say it, he said it. You need to realize that orcs really are just an entire faction of kitbashers in the actual lore. Yeah, they are. And they have like psychic powers, so it just works, you know? But everything, I don't know, it seems like the way they write them, or maybe just me as a tertiary, a quadriary, a courtriary, you know? Their whole shtick is, we're so stupid that our stuff accidentally works, and so anything that works has to be an accident just to make your opponents feel worse, right? You accidentally pinned the beam, dude. Cassie beam? Let's go. Did we talk rules yet? No, we're just talking about the articles, and then I got sidetracked talking about the concept of over the top to the point of stupid, but that's funny. And you can do Not a reductio ad absurdum, but just like an absurdist form of satire and everything like that. And I was like pointing out a model or two that I had specifically chosen. But you can go farther. Like Blood Bowl is too far for me. Orks are too far for me. Don't care for it. Sidonian Skatros is funny. You love him. Over the top funny. Junith Erushia. Oh, I've seen her. Yeah. She's in the like the platform thing, the hovercraft with guns. Yeah, this is very silly. It's very silly. Good work. Sidonian Scatros. Oh yeah, I've seen the Stiltman. This was in the meme somebody posted on Twitter, where he's like looking over a fence, and he wants to play with the other ad mech that they designed, but they made them for 30k only instead of making them for both games when they were planning them, you know, and releasing them for both games and planning to do so and giving them a real. Instead, they're like, well, we have the coolest ad mech models ever, but you can't play them in ad mech. You have to play it in the other game. And I said it was stupid. And then a whole bunch of people responded to the tweet. But yeah, this guy, I like him. I think this is cool. It reminds me of the dude from Mad Max Fury Road, who's on screen for like 2 seconds. The like bird cape guy on stilts who's walking around the swamps. Reminds me of that. I think that's cool. Kind of neat. I question the unbelievably long dong here that they've given him, but maybe it just looks like that from this angle, and if we rotate it, it's not. Yeah, I mean, it kind of still is. Kind of still is. That's weird. Yeah, it is more like a tail. It's an odd choice anyway. To you, 40k feels like a joke that the fans take seriously. Yeah, yes, that's it. You are correct. The weirdest thing about orcs in the lore is them being fungus things that spawn spores on death. Who even comes up with that? It feels completely out of left field. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't looked into a lot of it, but yeah, it seems like just a random, weird. Somebody like wrote that down in 1991, and they just kept up with it, right? Like some guy's just like, what if there were spores? Yeah, sure, and they just kept copying it forward. And eventually, they couldn't change it. That was just so they reproduced by fighting. They had to come up with some reason to reproduce by fighting, maybe. Apparently the guy transferring AdMech to 40k literally died midway, and no one wants to pick up the project out of fear or respect? No. No one wants to pick up the project? Isn't it disrespectful to not continue his work and just let it languish? I don't know. That's strange. He must have had a lot of political power within the company to be sailing that ship, you know, and dragging everyone else along. Weird. I don't know. Kind of weird. Anyway, all that it really affects is my future tier list, where instead of being an S tier, AdMech is probably going to be in B- at best. Because they just lost out on what would have been 4 of the 5 coolest models in potentially their army. He spearheaded basically everything about 30k as a game. What army is getting squatted? I don't think any are. Well, then again, I don't know anything about 40k, so I can't even say that. I don't know. Do they squat things from 40k besides squats until they brought them back? Check out the Grey Knight Nemesis Dread Knight. I know about this thing. I know about this. Website? Okay. This is unbelievably stupid. Yeah, we're off the scale. We've gone too far. I like a certain amount of over-the-top dumbness, but this is terrible. I don't even think it's a good idea to begin with. It's not like it started as a good idea and it turned a wrong direction. It was like, this is bad, and then it turned a worse direction than you thought. Thanks, I hate it. Yeah, I remember this thing. This was so famously stupid that me, someone who didn't really care about 40k, managed to know about this 5 years ago. It's a Lego set. It's a baby carrier. Yeah, it's a bib. You and every Grey Knight player agrees. Yeah, it's... I'm sorry that you were forced to have to contend with this thing. That's a rough one. All thanks to ETS. I don't know ETS. I don't know ETTS. They should have a giant pinata head on top of it. Rumor is Death Watch is on the chopping block, but there are also rumor that Drakari were on the hot seat several years ago. Death Watch. What's that? Are those the Space Marines in black and white that have a bunch of cool weapons? Is that Death Watch? No, that's Black Templars. Okay. I don't quite know all the names yet. Emperor has a text-to-speech device. Oh, yeah, that thing. Okay. Man, I have a bad taste in my mouth about that thing on account of the guy lying at the end of his tenure running that thing. And so now I tend to look upon that unfavorably. He said yet? He's selling out. Hey, who knows what kind of medical emergency I could have. Anyone can fall upon hard times, you know. Ahem. However, 13 minutes are up. No more 40k.